All right, welcome friends. Thanks for tuning in. I thought we'd mix it up this week, do a little bit Facebook Live. Haven't done this in a while. If you're watching it later, it was live at one point. Yeah, I just wanted to be able to answer any questions. You may not have any. I mean, you probably got stuff figured out by now, right? Because we're like almost 50 days into quarantine and all this stuff. But anyway, if you've got any questions just about faith, God, the Bible. I don't know everything, but I'll do my best. Or even just kind of fun ones, funny ones, keep them family friendly, probably not political. We've all had enough of that. But yeah, just anything I can do that's helpful for you. And otherwise, just tune in and you can just watch me and be like, how long till he gets really stuck and awkward, runs out of things to say. So you could also just entertain yourself with that. Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, just while you're thinking of questions or see who else jumps on, I was thinking about the idea of seasons since we're in a season. And that's one thing God taught me over time, over the years, is that life happens in different seasons. And, the good news about that is seasons end and other new seasons start, plus seasons are different. I started wondering if maybe that's even why God created a lot of the world anyway, not all of planet Earth, but in a lot of places that you live, you actually experience different seasons of weather. And I like seeing that a lot of nature is actually, since God designed it, actually is meant to teach us things. And so, part of it could be what we learn from seasons. You think about different seasons of your life that felt like spring. I think about right when you graduate from college, like a lot of newness. Maybe you moved to a new city, maybe a new marriage, new jobs, new career. You get a lot of spring, summer, get scenes of your life, just like everything's just kind of going well and you're enjoying it. You're kind of in the thick of it. Fall can be a great season in our life where we're sort of like reaping some of the benefits, harvesting some of the things that we've been planting and stuff over time. And then winter, tough season. Now, if you grew up in San Diego and have been here your whole life, you don't really know what winter's like. I was in Iowa, in Illinois, so I know the heart of winter, but and how tough it can be. But we all have seasons of our life that feel like winter. The deal with winter is it's not always just painful seasons. Sometimes it's just things just need to rest. So I think about like the quarantine season that we're in, and obviously parts of it incredibly hard and scary. There's been parts here where people say, wow, just look, even like the earth's able to recover. And you wonder if even people just kind of mentally and emotionally, physically can, is everyone just so forced to even slow down. So I wonder if this is sort of a winter season, even in many ways. But the good news, again, it can be hard to experience it if you live in one place where the weather doesn't change all that much, sort of like where I am now in San Diego. Although I definitely could see the season changes. But if you live somewhere else where it's more dramatic, even though winter's so tough every time, man, what's so cool is spring. This first signs of spring that are coming. And so I know part of what's cool for us, and if your question is, how long is all this going to last? Well, I'm with you. I really don't know. It just depends who you listen to. So I don't listen to anybody, just kidding. I try not to obsess too much over those details in the news. I just go a week and a day at a time. But what I know is that spring's coming, and there's going to be new life and newness on the other side, which I talked about in yesterday's devotional, which you can watch if you didn't yet. But all about, but it's just cool to know that newness is coming, that winter doesn't last forever, except in Narnia, in that one movie. But anyway, so, but each season's important, and so even though, like even in the Midwest where winter's tough, it's an important time. It lets the ground rest and even has people sort of recover in different ways. So I guess my challenge to you, if you get nothing out of this tonight, and if nobody else asks any questions, at least know that. Think about life terms of seasons and just how do we be present in the one that we're in. I was just watching, there's a new Seinfeld special on Netflix. You're welcome. And he's always pretty clean. I haven't watched all of it yet, but I'm like halfway through it, was watching with my family. And it's good, man. He's funny, but so insightful. And he was talking about how no matter where everybody is, they're just waiting to be somewhere different. And it was so good. He's like, yeah, when you go to travel, it's like, how long till the plane takes off? And then you get in, and then how long till we can get in the air? And then when you're in the air, how long till we land? And then how long can I get till they open the doors? I get off the plane, and that we're always talking about I got to get to work, and then when we're at work, it's like at some point I got to get back home. Anyway, just that we're never fully kind of present where we're at. We're always thinking where we need to be next, and so I was just thinking about how that relates to this as well. As even though we can be thinking about, I just want to get through this season, just how do we be present in each one? Because each one's important. It's forming something in us. I guess my other metaphor for that would be if you've ever seen the Adam Sandler movie Click, pretty funny. Maybe don't have the young kids in the room for it, but he has like a remote control for life, and he just fast forward all the painful parts of life. And I mean, it's actually kind of a deep movie, which feels really weird to say about an Adam Sandler movie. But if you watch it, it's kind of this whole idea. And sorry for any spoiler alerts, but it's an older movie. Plus, it's still worth watching, and they give it away in the preview anyway. But he kind of fast forwards through a lot of the hard stuff in life, and then you realize if you're always doing that, life's too short, and then you don't become the person you're going to become. So anyway, just that reminder to be present where we're at, let the seasons that we're in run their course. And I'm not preaching that at anybody, just right here to me, because I'm usually in a hurry to get through the current painful seasons onto something better. So it's something I wrestle with and I'm trying to work on, is just how do I be present and learn what I'm supposed to learn and find the joyful things to find. Because listen, even in Midwest winter, there's a lot not to like. And if you've never experienced one, if you've only been in California and you just watch winter on the movies, don't fall for it. The fake snow, people are just outside in like a sweater. It's brutal, way more brutal than that. But even in the most brutal parts of winter, the Midwest, there's some fun. There's some really cool things. I'll always cherish the times of going sledding with my kids, even the time that my daughter had to get stitches on her chin because of our sledding accident. But, building snowmen with them. Loved going for walks late at night in the crisp of the snow and all that kind of stuff. So just remember that even in the hardest seasons, there are opportunities to just find kind of joy and contentment in that. So I hope that you can find those even in this season. And I think that's why God's always calling us to make sure that things like our peace, our joy, our faith, our contentment, our hope is relying on Him. Because while life is just this roller coaster of different seasons, when we're walking with Him, He's the steady one, He's the unchanging one. And so I'd rather have all my faith and joy and peace be relying on something that's unchanging. And so I think about that a lot. I'm like, man, I forgot to get off the roller coaster that is life, that we're just devastated, and then we're excited, and then we're hopeless, and then we're hopeful, and just how do I walk? There's this great psalm I've been praying a lot this year, Psalm 37:34, I believe. I've been trying to memorize it, and it says, "Put your hope in God and travel steady on His path, and He will give you the land. He will take care of these things in your life." And so, I hope me to just travel steady. Keep my hope in You and travel steady through it. So, hope that's what you've been doing in this season. And just a few minutes left. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to do my best to answer them, or you can just watch me kind of stumble over it. But hope you can feel free to tune in. By the way, if you haven't checked out a New Break Sunday service online yet, you'll love this Sunday for Mother's Day. We have Amy Elliott speaking. She's a good friend. She's a family therapist and marriage therapist. She's done premarital counseling for a lot of people on our staff and all that. And she also is a writer on our sermon team. So you've heard some of her stuff without even knowing it. And she's a great speaker too. So she's going to be speaking this Sunday's message on Mother's Day, because she's also a mom. So it could be really good stuff, really insightful. And I'm going to be speaking next Sunday also, which I hope is also good and also insightful. But I guess you can decide on that. But anyway, if there are no questions, I just encourage you in this season to just keep going, to find the faithfulness, figure out what God is trying to do in you, what He's trying to do through you. That's what I'm always praying. God, what do You want to teach me mold me, kind of shaping me, what he meant to do in me, and then what he meant to do kind of through me, and to keep finding new ways to show up and to bless people. And some really cool stories have been coming out. We've been able to do that in a lot of ways as a church. And so I'll keep sharing those stories with you so you can hear a lot of the cool ways that people are really showing up and blessing people in God's name. So thanks for tuning in, watching. I hope it was helpful or at least encouraging to you. We'll try Q&A again at another time as well. And meanwhile, I'll post these thoughts on faith and life and what we're going through every evening at 7 p.m. So check it out tomorrow night. But thanks for your support, your prayers, your encouragement. Know that I'm praying for you, and we'll talk soon.